Hello, viewers. It's Josie. Welcome back to Eclectic Movie Reviews and Updates. And today is Oscar Sunday, and I decided to give out my own personal awards for today, my own personal Oscars. Like if I were to make my own nominees and winners. And just so you know, there's more than with a lot of the categories, there's more than 5 slots because sometimes it's hard for me to narrow down to 5. And oftentimes it is actually. And also, this was such a strong year of movies, like really unprecedented how amazing this year was. Like there's a lot of films this year that I think are modern classics. And future cult classics as well. But there's also some really tough cuts I had to make, so I do apologize in advance for some tough omissions. And also too, I'm gonna return to this list at the end of the school year and sort of reevaluate things, because I always feel like there's sort of like after the Oscar ceremony, there's sort of like a reevaluation period from spring break, if you will, to like the end of the school calendar year and into the summer, where people, they revisit the movies, or some people first starting to see them, if they didn't get a chance to, and then starting to like their rankings of their favorites start to shuffle and shift, or like they say, like they reevaluate the winners and nominees, if you will. And like that's why I like to say that the true award is the test of time. That's the true Oscar. And yeah, because obviously movies have lives outside of awards and the years they come out. But without further ado, let's get started. For Best Restaurant, I'm doing the ancillary silly awards first. For Best Restaurant, I'm giving it to Fallen Leaves. The bar they hang out with is like so like it's like it's like, even though the movie takes place in present day, it like looks like it has like a jukebox and it's like old timey feeling, and like everybody's all like mellow and they're like singing like, I believe like singing like karaoke Dolly, and it's great. For Best Bathroom, yes, I have an award for Best Bathroom. I'm giving it to Perfect Days. Those bathrooms look so awesome. I never would have thought I'd say that in a video of mine. For Best Glasses, you would think I would give it to Emma Stone's 3D-ish glasses and Poor Things. No, I'm actually going to give it to Benny Safdie's glasses that he wears in Oppenheimer, with the Trinity test. It was funny. My brother sent that picture to me the other day, and he was saying, I should have been this image for Halloween. For the Bird Appreciation Award, you guessed it, The Boy and the Heron. For the Environmental Awareness Award, Suzume. Here they are. Here's the rest of the ancillaries. For the Food Award, The Taste of Things. Of course, I'm gonna give it to The Taste of Things. I mean, it's in the title. I still like the title, the Pâtissier, the original title, much better. As great as The Taste of Things is, I think it's a stupid freaking title. I think people wonder why I mean, not just because it was chosen over Anatomy of a Fall, it was snubbed, which I think it was snubbed for international feature quite unfairly, because that was France's submission for the international feature category, not Anatomy of a Fall. Even though Anatomy of a Fall still got into picture and screenplay, of course, but for the international feature category, for those who don't know, it's the country can only submit one film, and France, instead of Anatomy of a Fall, chose Taste of Things. And Taste of Things was originally called The Pot of Feu. And maybe if, not just, maybe if people weren't so bitter, it would have gotten. Not only that, maybe if they would have kept the original title. But it's still a great movie. For Best Forest, I'm giving it to Beau is Afraid. The forest where there's the play-in. Yeah. For Best Boat, I mean, obviously I'm giving it to The Ship and Poor Things. For Best Train, All of Us Strangers. Like the subway-ish that Andrew Scott is on sometimes. Like, there is, like, stuff happens on that train that's very significant to the narrative. I don't want to spoil for those of you who haven't watched it. For Best Car, I'm giving it to Michael Fassbender's car in The Killer. It's pretty awesome. For the New York Award, for, like, you know, for the portrayal of New York, I'm giving it to Past Lives. For best cameo, well, it's like a scene and a half sort. I'm giving it to Parker Posey and Beau's Afraid. Actually, no. I wrote it on, okay, on paper I'll make an edit. Best female cameo, Parker Posey and Beau's Afraid. Best male cameo, Gary Oldman as Truman, President Truman, Harry S. Truman in Oppenheimer. For Best Line, Next time is next time, now is now, from Perfect Days. For Best Scene, the climactic battle in Godzilla -1. For Best Song, the end song in Suzume, I don't know how, and Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a tie. For Best Editing, and I apologize for the tech categories. I didn't write the names of all like the artists behind it, and I do apologize. I didn't write the names of all the editors or cinematographers and production designers, and I apologize for that, because I know how important they are to the industry. I feel bad not including their names, but, you know, I guess I was just like, you know, I guess I wanted to just get this list over with, admittedly, but okay. The nominees for editing are All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, Godzilla -1, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, The Killer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest. And the winner here is Anatomy of a Fall, because the editing is so crucial to guiding into presenting the ambiguity of the narrative. For Best Sound, the nominees are The Boy and the Heron, Godzilla -1, The Killer, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. And the winner here for me is The Zone of Interest, because, as Jonathan Glazer says, there are two movies within Zone of Interest: the movie you see and the movie you hear. And the movie you hear is just as much, if not more important than the movie you see. They go hand in hand, and that's why and it's also just so chilling and such chillingly terrifying sound. And that's why I'm giving it the win here. And it will be studied in film schools. I really think so. For Best Score, the nominees are All of Us Strangers. I forget the name of the composer, but it's like Emily something. She's French. The Boy and the Heron, done by Joe Hisaishi. Godzilla Minus One. I should have written down the composer's name for that. All the composer names. I'm sorry. For Killers of the Flower Moon, scored by Robbie Robertson. Oppenheimer, scored by Ludwig Göransson. Poor Things, scored by Jerskin Fendrix. Can I just say how amazing it is how Poor Things is his first score? Like, and it's incredible. Like, I'm really excited to hear what other score he has in the future. Radwimps's score for Suzume, and Mika Levy's score for The Zone of Interest. And my winner here is Joe Hisaishi for The Boy and the Heron. And the score just, it's so moving, and there's like it synchronizes really well with the hero's journey of our protagonist. And it's total BS that it wasn't nominated at the Oscar. I'm still disgusted over that. But what are you gonna do? It's my winner here. It's gonna be a treasured score for ages to come, I think. Yeah, so that is that. For best makeup, I'm going old school here in that I'm giving 3 nominees, because makeup at the Oscars used to be 3 nominations in the category, and now it's expanded to 5. My nominees are Beau is Afraid, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. And I'm gonna give my makeup winner to Beau is Afraid. For best costume design, the nominees are Asteroid City, The Iron Claw, Killers of the Flower Moon, Polite Society, Poor Things, Priscilla, and The Taste of Things. And my winner here, of course, is Poor Things. The costumes are just iconic. Bella Baxter will be a Halloween costume. And people are already doing videos, girls are already doing videos dressed up as Bella Baxter, and I love it. It's awesome. For best production design, the nominees are Asteroid City, Beau is Afraid, Godzilla Minus One, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Taste of Things, and The Zone of Interest. And my winner, once again, is Poor Things. No explanation, or that the production design is just so otherworldly and inventive and jaw-dropping. And I hope it wins production design tonight. I really do. And if not, it'll still be remembered for its beautiful production design years to come. For best cinematography, my nominees are All of Us Strangers, Beau is Afraid, Godzilla Minus One, The Killer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Taste of Things, and The Zone of Interest. This was a tough one for me to give a winner to. And I could revise this at the end of the school year, but today, I am giving my cinematography winner to Jonathan Rickenborg's cinematography in The Taste of Things. Not only does it make you hungry for the delicious food, but the house is beautiful, and the garden farm area, it's gorgeous, and I love it. Now we're getting into the acting acting and writing categories. I'm going to do the supporting acting categories, then I'm going to do the writing, then I'm going to go back to the leading categories and director and picture. Oh, and ensemble. I forgot to mention ensemble. Okay, so for supporting actress, the nominees are Sakura Ando for Godzilla Minus One, Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Minami Hamabe for Godzilla Minus One, Claire Foy for All of Us Strangers, Sandra Hüller from The Zone of Interest, Kathryn Hunter for Poor Things, Patti LuPone for Beau's Afraid, Rachel McAdams for Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, Julianne Moore for May December, and Cara Jade Myers for Killers of the Flower Moon. I sadly I love Divine Joy Randolph, and I think she's very deserving of the Oscar, which I think she will win tonight. But I decided to cut her out here only because she's already getting an Oscar, and it's not because I don't like her performance. I love her performance. I'm not including it here because I just want to highlight some other names, and she's getting on her tonight. But my winner here is actually it's Patti LuPone from Beau's Afraid. She's a theater legend. She's terrifying. She's one of the scariest monstrous mothers on screen in a long time. You heard me, Mommy Dearest. I can't picture anyone else playing that role. And Ari Aster really was able to channel her best ability and help bring out her best ability, I mean. And, it's her delivery and, oh my God, her facial expressions are so so horrifying, but I love it. Okay, so supporting actor. My nominees are Jamie Bell for All of Us Strangers, Willem Dafoe for Poor Things, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. I know it's obvious to include him because, he's most likely, he definitely will be winning tonight, but I couldn't help but include him. Milo Machado Graner for Anatomy of a Fall, Holt McCannally for The Iron Claw, Charles Melton for May December, Robert Pattinson for The Boy and the Heron. Yes, I'm including a voice performance. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers, and Rami Youssef for Poor Things. I think he deserved a lot more attention this season, Rami Youssef. But ultimately, my winner for supporting actor is Milo Machado Graner from Anatomy of a Fall, who plays the son. So much of why this movie works rests on his little shoulders. And the fact that he's a kid and is able to emote all these complex emotions, and without even a lot of, without even like all the words he's saying, like on the witness stand, only makes me more excited to see what more performances he has in store in the future. Like, it's one of the best child performances I have ever seen. And I really wish he got more attention this season in the supporting actor race. I know he's a kid, but still, even my mom said when we left Anatomy of a Fall that he was just as good as Sandra Hüller was. Like, he practically stole the show. And let's get into my my writing categories. Okay, so for adapted screenplay, the nominees are All of Us Strangers, written by Andrew Haig, based on a novel by Takashi Yamaga. I forget the name of the novel, but it's like loosely based on the novel. American Fiction, written and directed by Cord Jefferson, based on the novel Erasure by Percival Everett. Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. Kelly Fremen, written and directed by Kelly Fremen Craig, based off the novel by Judy Blume, and really fantastic adaptation. Godzilla -1. I didn't check the screenwriting credits, but from IP Godzilla. Eric Roth's screenplay. I believe Martin Scorsese Killers of the Flower Moon. Christopher Nolan screenplay for Oppenheimer. Of course, adapting American Prometheus. Poor Things. Tony McNamara screenplay for Poor Things, based off the novel by Alistair Gray. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I didn't write down the writing credits, but, from the Spider-Man material. Tran Anh Hung's screenplay for The Taste of Things. I know it's loosely based off the novel, but I forget who wrote the book. I believe the book is called Passion of Le Don Buffon. I don't remember. I have to look that up. I'm sorry. Jonathan Glazer screenplay for The Zone of Interest, very loosely based off the novel by Martin Amis, who sadly passed away last year. I believe, after it premiered at Cannes. Rest in peace. And my winner, of course, is Poor Things. It's just such a clever written script, and thought-provoking. It's so quotable, really memorable lines, and has excellent callbacks. This is a screenplay to be studied. For Best Original Screenplay, my nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, Asteroid City, Beau is Afraid, The Boy and the Heron, Fallen Leaves, Fremont, The Holdovers, Perfect Days, Suzume, and The Teacher's Lounge. And my winner here is Asteroid City. Wes Anderson, Roman again. Oh, I forgot to list out all the screenwriter credits. I apologize. I did kind of want to keep this video as brief as I could, so that I could get straight to the point. But it's clearly going a little longer than I want to, but that's okay. Anyway, Asteroid City is just so inventively original. Wes Anderson, Roman Coppola screenplay. It puts the meta in metaphysical, in terms of how it presents questions about the physical world and its relationship with the spiritual world. And that's a really unique thing to see from Wes Anderson. For Best Lead Actress, my nominees are Leonie Benesch for The Teacher's Lounge, Juliette Binoche for The Taste of Things, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Greta Lee for Past Lives, Natalie Portman for May December, Alma Poisty for Fallen Leaves, Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, Emma Stone for Poor Things, and Aneta Walizada for Fremont. And my winner here is Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. I mean, come on. Performance is just incredible. I don't know what else to say. For Best Lead Actor, my nominees are Zac Efron for The Iron Claw, Christian Friedel for The Zone of Interest, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Benoit Magimel for The Taste of Things, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid, Kamiki Ryunosuke for Godzilla Minus One, Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers, Joseph Tannen for Fallen Leaves, and Koji Yakusho for Perfect Days. If I were voting from the Oscar choices, my winner would be Cillian Murphy. I think it's such an amazing performance from an incredible actor. I love him. I love him in Oppenheimer. But my winner here, for the sake of this video, is Koji Yakusho for Perfect Days. The way he expresses the joy of menial work tasks, simple daily routines, and the beauty of life on his face is what draws you into the movie. And he was the Best Actor winner at Cannes, and deservedly so. And I, I wish he could have got more attention this award season. Really, just really a heartfelt performance from him and putting mindfulness to screen. I love it. And for Best Acting Ensemble, my nominees are Are There God It's Me, Margaret, Asteroid City, The Boy and the Heron, Godzilla Minus One, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, The Iron Claw, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Polite Society, and Poor Things. And you would think I would go with Asteroid City, but I'm actually gonna give it to Godzilla Minus One. The biggest reason why this movie works is that you care about the characters, and I give credit to not just the emotionally resonant script and story, but the actors who brought it to life. For Best Director, my nominees are Ari Aster for Beau is Afraid, Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest, Tran-En Hung for The Taste of Things, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Hayao Miyazaki for The Boy and the Heron, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Makoto Shinkai for Poor Things, for Suzume, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, and Takashi Yamakaze for Godzilla Minus One. And my winner for Best Director is Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. The bravery of Jonathan Glazer to highlight the horrors of the Holocaust atrocity through a fly-on-the-wall observation of the perpetrators so tastefully is something to be studied, and to do it in the way he did. Nobody could have done it the way Glazer did. And that's why I'm giving him Best Director. And for Best Picture, my 15 nominations are, and this could change when I revisit and do rearrangements, or even if I make it, I don't know if I'll make it 20, but okay, as of today, because like I said, I may or may not, depending, my feelings may still remain the same by the end of the school year, I'll see, but my top 15 are All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, Are There God It's Me, Margaret, Asteroid City, Beau is Afraid, The Boy and the Heron, Fallen Leaves, Godzilla Minus One, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Perfect Days, Poor Things, Suzume, The Taste of Things, and The Zone of Interest. And as you guessed it, I'm giving Best Picture to Poor Things, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, screenplay by Tony McNamara. It's such an inspirational, life-affirming feminist fairy tale. As a woman on the autism spectrum, I know Bella Baxter wasn't written to be autistic directly, but I related so much to Bella's self-actualization story, minus the sex part, but just her eagerness to explore and learn. I saw so much of myself in her, and I think and I've seen a lot of other autistic people do online, and which is fantastic. And Bella Baxter is an autism icon, and I love the entire cast, and the direction, and the visuals, and the adorable love story between Emma Stone and Rami Youssef's characters. It's a new classic, and I think a lot of these are going to be new classics. Oppenheimer's a modern masterpiece, modern American masterpiece. Killers of the Flower Moon is as well. And another film I shouted out a lot is Beau's Afraid. I think that's in years, in a decade from now, that's going to be really, I think that will be looked at as one of the best films of the 2020s. And it could be, I think, Taste of Things is one of the best food movies ever made. Godzilla Minus One is one of the best blockbusters in recent years. The best Godzilla movie I've seen. And yeah, and that's really all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Happy Oscar Sunday. And let these movies have a lasting legacy. And goodbye for now.